Welcome back to Voice of the Founding Fathers. I'm your host, Dr. D. Lee Pippin. And today I want to talk about the Mar-a-Lago legal documents in more detail. As you already know, the case has been refused by the Supreme Court to hear. They've been given 21 days to go through and mark which each document is of the 21,000 documents to say whether or not they consider them to be associated with client privilege, client lawyer, client with government entity, etc. Let's just cut through all this nonsense. Trump took documents that he never should have had. Trump tried to use those documents to blackmail the DOJ and the archives for giving him the documents associated with the Russian interference with the elections in 2016. Now, all of us know this happened. All of us know it took place. All of us know that the Mueller report said Trump was guilty of several crimes, but he did not believe that they could be prosecuted under executive privilege at that time. So let me clarify this for you. Trump committed a crime, but Trump used the office of the presidency to keep himself from being charged with the crime. So if he had lost the election and all this stuff had come out, Trump would have been arrested, charged, and put in jail. But instead, Trump had won the election. Trump used his power to try to suppress the investigation. Trump turned around and committed all kinds of atrocities to keep his power. And everyone said, he's guilty of crime. He committed the crime. We know he committed the crime. We have the proof he committed the crime, but we can't prosecute him for the crime because he has executive privilege. I'm sorry. If that's the way the rules actually read, instead of the interpretation the DOJ has tried to put on them, which is what happened during Nixon and some of the other times in our history, then we need to change the law. We need to adjust the law because the law is wrong. I'm sorry. Any politician who is in official capacity and uses his power in that capacity to commit a crime that would have been considered a crime anywhere outside of the realm of him sitting in that job, then he needs to be able to be prosecuted. And he needs to go to jail. And of course, everyone will say, oh, well, he was impeached twice. Yep. And he was protected both times by his corrupted party. Same party I'm supposed to be a member of. And those of you who want to call me a rhino, Republican in name only, I can tell you what you can do with your entire rhino bit. Because the only rhinos here are Trump and Trump supporters. Those are Republicans in name only. They're not true Republicans. They don't follow the Republican policy. They don't follow the Republican platform. They're just a bunch of greedy, selfish, self-centered individuals that have done nothing but rape this country for everything they could get out of it, and to help their friends and colleagues pad their bank accounts, pad their political powers, and corrupt our system. And that's just on the surface, because the damage done will continue for at least the next 20 years or more, because Trump managed to pad the judiciary with the help of Mitch McConnell. As far as I'm concerned, Mitch McConnell is the most evil man walking this planet, who sold his soul to the devil for the power he got. And he destroyed our country with it. So he created this judiciary, which he's very proud of, very, very proud of, that has therefore broken every rule of protocol, every rule of what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, and the way laws are supposed to be interpreted. His judges have overridden immigration policies that Trump doesn't like. His judges have overridden government investigations that Trump doesn't like. His people have overridden investigations being done by fraudulent individuals to try to overturn an election that Trump never won. Again, protect, follow an agenda of a politician, and the meaning of law, the hands of justice, blind justice, which is supposed to weigh the truth of the matter, has been sold. I'm just waiting for our country to finish going in the rest of the way into total third world country. Trump gets his way, we're going to be a complete dictatorship. We will be reminiscent of Iran. We'll be reminiscent of Iraq. We'll be reminiscent of any other dictatorship you want to go with. Because that's where we're headed under the Trump way. And then, to be fair, you have people pushing so far the other direction because no one in this country seems to be able to walk down the middle of the road, that they want to sell us off to socialists and turn us into Cuba, Russia in the old days, China, Venezuela. I just want to point something out. All of you all are supposed to be reasonable, intellectual people. You're supposed to have the ability to discern the truth from the fiction. When you look at what's going on both sides of the aisle and where our country's gone from both sides of the aisle, why aren't you turning around and instead of encouraging the two opposite ends to destroy us completely, and choose the middle path where we used to be when this country actually functioned and worked? Get rid of the rhetoric. Get rid of all the facades. Get to the meat and potatoes and stop voting with your emotions and your prejudice and start voting with your minds. Stop taking propaganda as facts. Stop watching all these news stations that are presenting you opinion pieces they're calling news. News is, here are the facts. Make up your own mind. If they're telling you what it supposedly means, that's an opinion. Just in case you were unclear on that subject. So the facts would be, for example, at such and such school, so-and-so walked in, he shot and killed 7 people, and the police were unable to apprehend him, and he escaped, but there's a manhunt out for him now. It is unclear for what his motives were, and as we get that information, we will bring you up to date. That's fact. The opinion one would be, there was a shooting at such and such school today, and so-and-so, who appears to have been an illegal immigrant, or from a disgruntled mental health family, and he just went through and he gunned down 7 kids, and there's a manifesto out there, and the police are hunting him left and right because they were incapable of getting there on time and they didn't do their job. That's opinion. Notice the difference? Learn to pick out facts from opinions, and then start checking the facts before you vote. We have a very serious election coming up next month. And this country can either go further in the toilet because you have decided to give the powers around to destroy the rest of the way. And trust me, if the Republican Party gets control of either the Senate or the House, all work for the next 2 years will cease to happen. And everybody will blame Biden. Everyone will say it's his fault. But no, it's your fault. Because if you put those people in office, and the only ones that are moving forward from the Republican side right now are Trump people. Because, again, most people seem to have forgot how to think. And everybody believes the big clown with the red hair who loves to pander, loves to give big whopping lies out to the public, and then when he gets caught in them, says, well, that's not really what I meant. Or will say the lies on camera, but when he gets in the courtroom, never backs them up with any proof and never actually states them in front of a judge under oath. Think about that. Think about the man that put down everyone that took Fifth Amendment as being cowards and guilty. But when he took the Fifth Amendment, suddenly it was because it was the only way to protect himself from the evil people trying to get him. And there's a couple more that come out of my own state here in Florida you should be thinking the same thing about. One of them is currently in the Senate. The other one's our governor. They both have very questionable things that they're doing that have nothing to do with the law, but they're quick to say, we're acting under the law. And we'll give more detail on some of that in our next video. Remember, click the subscribe button, hit the like button, and tell all your friends. See you soon. Take care.